This is extremely important. I think a lot of travelers lose out on money by failing to ask this question. What's up, Smarties? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Aggie, aka Nurse Ags, and today we are chatting about the questions you need to be asking your nurse recruiter as well as your managers during the interviews you'll be going on for your next travel nurse assignment. For those of you who are new here, my name is Aggie. I am a travel labor and delivery nurse as well as a new grad, a nurse practitioner who's taking a couple of months to travel before hopping into the nurse practitioner world. Now, I started traveling a few months ago, and just like you probably are, I was completely lost. I did not know where to start, what to do. And so first of all, I did the things that I posted in this video, but I also was like, what questions do I ask these recruiters? And also what to ask the managers so you know what to expect going into these units. So that's what we're talking about in today's video. If you're excited about it, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Comment, like, subscribe, and let's hop into it, baby. So first, let's talk about the questions to ask your nurse recruiter so that you don't get gypped in any way and that you have a full understanding of what you're signing up for and what you're getting in return. So one, go ahead and ask, what is the estimated net pay of the contract? Some recruiters might hit you with, they don't know the information, they only know the gross amount. Trust me, you can ask them what's, from their experience, what they can estimate will be your net pay for that city, and they should have a rough number to give you. I did not know you could ask this question. Actually, my friend Raquel from Hey Nurse Rocky gave me this tea, and I'm like, I mean, you can do the math yourself based off of the amount of taxes you've had taken out of your previous checks, but you know, it differs from state to state. So whenever I came to Houston, well, since they don't have a state income tax here, so I estimated having way more taxes taken out of each paycheck when in reality that was not the case. So you can ask your recruiter straight up, what is the estimated net income you will have from each paycheck, and they should be able to throw out a rough estimate. The next question you'll want to ask your nurse recruiter is, what is the pay breakdown? They will usually throw to you a gross amount that looks very pretty and attractive, but what you want to know is what's the hourly pay versus the stipend. You want to know because that will also help you to calculate or figure out the amount of taxes that will be taken out each check, because the more stipend you have versus like having a high hourly pay, the better. I did not know that information actually. I don't know, I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos and someone told me that it's better to have a higher stipend than to have a higher hourly pay, because usually the taxes will come out of that hourly pay, if that makes sense. Anyways, ask them for the pay breakdown so you can compare it with other contracts and other offers. Another thing you'll want to ask them is if they will reimburse you for certain certifications that you got to travel. This is extremely important. I think a lot of travelers lose out on money by failing to ask this question. And honey, ask and you shall receive. They will reimburse you for certain certifications, even for getting your compact license, for getting your license in a certain state such as California. So just ask and you shall receive, and ask multiple agents and you shall receive. If one agency is saying no and another agency is saying yes, you can go back to the other one and say, oh well, X agency is offering me this, can you match it? And a lot of times they'll be like, oh okay, actually we can. Another good question to ask them is about the scrub colors. It's kind of like a random one, but what scrub colors are required, if any at all, so that you can be prepared going in. Ask them about hospital parking. Extremely important. Some hospitals, they require you to pay for parking. So that's something good to know. And going back, if they do require you to pay for parking, then you might want to ask your agency whether they reimburse for that. Now let's talk about what to ask your nurse manager during your interview. Now this is extremely important, because this is one way you will get more insight into what the unit looks like, why they need help, and what you can expect going in. Now a lot of times these nurse interviews, it's not really a hardcore interview asking you like scenario questions. Really they just want to know about your experience, what it's like at your current job, just to get an idea of what background you have and how you will fit in their unit. So in return, you want to ask them certain questions such as, you know, why do they need travelers? Maybe they had a lot of nurses that went on maternity leave. They might, I don't know if they'll say that they can't retain their nurses, but I think it's good for you to know why they need travelers so you can kind of have a better understanding as to why you are there. And then another really good question to ask your manager is the scheduling requirements. That is how many weekends you have to work a month, how many Sundays you have to work a month. Ask them who creates your schedule. Is it the manager? Do they have someone separate? Ask them about your scheduling requirements, because a lot of times that can be what really can be a hit or miss for a lot of nurses on units. Sometimes they have awful schedulers that mess up their schedule that they prefer, and that really shifts their work-life balance. So be sure to ask them about what scheduling requirements they have, how you can put that in, and kind of like how you can switch days if need be. Oh, another really good question to ask is if you will be floated in the hospital. Extremely important. For some reason, I did not really appreciate the significance behind having travelers float and like how unappealing that can be. Now for you, you might not mind that, but it's almost like having to be thrown into a whole nother scenario where you don't know anyone, you don't know where everything is. So ask during your interview if it's expected for you to be floated. If the answer is no, make sure that that is in your nursing contract, because if they ever do try to turn around and make you float to another unit, you can say I'm not supposed to be floating, it's in my contract. So that is another really good one. Now, those are all the questions I have right now. If I think of any more, maybe I'll include it in a future video. But travel nurses, please comment down below what questions are must-haves for our nurses who are traveling, whether it's to the agency, the recruiter, or to the manager they will be interviewing with. Let's help each other not make rookie mistakes coming into this travel nursing world. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. All right, y'all, that's all I have for you. I will see you on the next one.